Good morning. It is now 9:53 a.m., and I will call the Sewage and Water Board Governance Committee meeting to order. Special counsel, please call the roll.
Director Scruggs,
Present.
Director Cole, Director Howard,
Here.
Director Thomas,
Here.
Director Kennedy.
Here.
Let the record reflect that Director Greenidge is also in attendance.
Thank you. Now we will proceed with our one presentation item. Jamie Parker, our Chief of Staff, will provide the 2026 legislative session priorities. Jamie?
Thank you, directors. Good morning. Okay, this is a proposed legislative agenda. Before I get into it, I just wanted to note that, we're taking a more proactive approach this year. The leadership team has given some thought to issues that we could potentially address that would support our workforce, that would improve our financial stability and add efficiency to our operations. And so that's where we ended up with these proposed changes. So the first one is not new. This is a carryover from last year that is seeking a cleanup bill to repeal language that requires SWIBNO employees to transition from city civil service to state civil service. So this is something we attempted last year, and we're going at it again to get the language repealed. It would be the same effort, a cleanup bill, and it aligns with the desire of our employees, and the board in October did support this action as well. So that's the first issue, and it is, out of all the items on the agenda, the one we want to ensure takes place this year. The second one is to enable the utility to use public funding allocated for the lead service line project to replace lines located on private property. So this has to do with our lead service line replacement project, and we're seeking for this to be a permissible use, which it is currently a prohibited use. This, at this time, would be a placeholder bill. There is a pending Attorney General opinion that could eliminate the need to move forward with legislative changes, but if that does not come out in time or the opinion's not favorable, we would need to move forward with those proposed changes. And this is to ensure that we're complying with the EPA regulations that govern how lead should be removed in our water system. The third issue is a new one. It would be us requesting for the development and implementation of a formal process based on best practices for the City Council to hear water and sewer rate proposals. So currently nothing like this exists, and this would provide us with guidance on how to approach the council with a rate proposal, what type of information should we be providing, what's the timeline for the council to review it and provide a final decision on the matter. So just a roadmap or a blueprint for us to present rate proposals to the council.
Jamie, is that would the process be written into law, or would it allow us to develop the process? Or who has the power?
Well, ideally, we would hope it would be collaborative, at least, in that we could have a part in, what we can provide and present to the council. So working together with the council's Utilities Regulatory Office, we would do that together.
Thank you.
The next one is more of a housekeeping item. We would be seeking to align our financial reporting deadlines to the City Council with our other public reporting deadlines. So this would really just create efficiency and allow us to use audited figures in all of the information that we're publishing and sharing with the public. And then also, we would be asking if we could share these financial reports that are due to the council on our website versus publishing in the official journal. That's primarily due to cost and the amount of information that's included in a financial report, and then the size of the actual notice that has to be put in the advocate. And then the final proposed change has to do with our procurement procedures. So we'd be seeking to streamline and provide clarity on our procurement processes. And as I understand it, SWIBNO has its own set of procurement statutes that has its own guidelines and thresholds. And then there's another more general set of procurement statutes with different thresholds. And so we're just seeking to align with what other agencies in the state follow. So that's what we would hope to pursue this session and have started working collaboratively with the mayor's team, the administration, on these efforts, but of course want to hear, the committee's feedback on each of these, if there is any.
Directors, any feedback, questions?
Just on that, so I know that we had the one that carries over, but this is, this all came from the leadership team and what's going through, what your experiences are. Was there anything that, I'm all, in these scenarios, I just feel like we should shoot for the stars. Is there anything else that, we maybe want to discuss? It just seems thin. I thought we might have had a lot more asked. Is this really everything?
Well, I think it's fair to say with this group, we tried to be realistic of what we could get and what were our main asks. And the first one is our main hurdle. So if we have to use our political chips, a good amount of them are going to go for that. The other ones, I think, are needed for us to streamline what we're doing, and especially the one where we're able to have a formal process. Right now, as you know, we hand things over, a proposal, and we never get an official, or it's just postponed. This way, there's going to be a timeline, a framework. So they don't seem like the big bang, but I think they're going to add some efficiencies to us that we haven't had before.
That's huge, yes. Got it.
Any other comments, questions?
I just wanted to ask real quick, the cost savings on the printing, about how much was it that we would be saving annually by not printing that out?
I believe the last quote I got was roughly $1,000.
Thank you.
All right, if there are no more comments or questions, thank you. Ms. Parker?
Thank you. There's one, so this wouldn't be part of this legislative agenda, but it will be part of the session, which is our capital outlay requests and priorities. So there's one new request that we have made. It's for $7.5 million in new funding for water treatment plant upgrades. This is to address immediate needs identified in the Water Quality Master Plan, where we would be spending $10 million annually over the next 5 years, with $7.5 million coming from state capital outlay and then $2.5 million in our own funds. And then we're also requesting the reauthorization of 2 other pots of funding that have already been approved. One is $3 million to support the power complex, and then the other is $750,000 for the Monticello Canal improvements. And if there are any questions about those projects, I'll defer to interim GSO to provide the details. But these are all in the works and have been filed. So that's what we'd be seeking this year in funding.
This is our legislative agenda. What is coming at us from others? Have we managed to get that under control?
We don't know that yet, but we have, we're in communications with the mayor's team and would hope that.
Are you in communication with Representative Hilferty, who often puts the bills in?
We haven't spoken to her directly on that issue. We have been speaking with our lobbyists, and we'll circle back and talk with her.
That's usually where the problems come, is what other people are doing unto us.
Towards us, yes.
All right.
And I want to stress that we are keeping a closer, well, I believe there's a closer relationship with our lobbyists this time around. And so they know that we want to hear what's going on, the scuttlebutt as best we can. Great.
Great. Well, we want to thank staff for the proactive approach. Hopefully, that is a recurring theme for this committee this year. No other questions or comments for Ms. Parker. We are ready for executive session. Can I have a motion to move us to executive session, please?
So moved.
Second.
All right, it's been moved and properly seconded that we are moving to executive session. Are there any questions? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, okay. All right, may we have a motion to exit executive session?
So moved.
A second? Can I get a second?
Second.
Thank you. It's been probably moved and seconded that we end executive session. All those in favor?
Aye.
And I'm assuming no, no abstentions and no denies in there. So we are now in regular session. Are there any public comments?
Yes, there's one.
Okay. We have a public comment from Ms. Angela Kinlaw.
Greetings to the Governance Committee. I am not going to repeat the things that I said in the last session. Many of you were here for that, but I am going to echo them because I still do mean them and I want to reiterate them. However, the new thing that I want to say for the public comment today is that this is the second committee meeting where it has been mentioned that there is a meeting to come between the Sewage and Water Board and folks from the city of New Orleans. And I just want to emphasize the great opportunity that exists to tap into all of the collective genius and the historical knowledge that's in this place to identify the priority items. And I've already mentioned drainage. We already know that there's some high priority items in terms of the cleanliness of water and the sewage system, even with the consent decree in place. We're talking about not just the bare minimum expectations for service, but making sure that we have a healthy, efficient, public water system. And so with that being said, we want to ask people to take full advantage of this time where everybody's in a honeymoon phase that is clearly not going to last very long. We have new council people, there's a new administration, there's been shifts that have happened in this place as well, and we want to ensure that the Sewage and Water Board system has a very clear plan that prioritizes the needs now, because it's just a matter of time. If those things are not articulated now, and there's not a plan coming from this place, people start to create plans. And we are against privatization. We're against the overreach of the state of Louisiana. We want local control, we want local stewardship, and we want local workers who are being paid a living wage that have a lot of historical knowledge, especially when they're supported and cultivated and developed locally to serve. There's nothing like a person who lives in the city, has to drive the streets of the city, experience the water system here, and serve the water system to be able to prioritize the needs on rank and file, like at the ground level. So I just want to emphasize that with this governance committee meeting, and request that you take that seriously.
Thank you, Ms. Kinlaw. Thank you for your engagement and advocacy. If there are no other matters, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All right, it's been moved and properly seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, meeting adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you. Good meeting, Courtney.